Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Bible Illustrated Hands. Before I start with the question, I want to show you this beautiful icon of the Most Holy Theotokos that I got from a friend of mine. She's an atheist and she hates the church. I mean, it would be one of the very first institutions that she would tear down if she could. But whenever she goes abroad and to an Orthodox country, she makes sure that she brings me an icon or some other kind of relic. This time she went to Georgia. She did not like it at all because she was there for half a year, and for the past 3 months at least she wasn't there willingly because she couldn't travel back to Serbia. In any case, she brought me this icon and it is beautiful, and I feel myself especially blessed because I have an icon from a country where Saint Gabriel of Georgia walked himself. And of course, having the Most Holy Theotokos is also exceedingly nice. Today's question comes from Orthobears. How do we as Orthodox Christians deal with the time period between Jesus' birth and his ministry, as there is no scriptural reference to that time period other than the Apocrypha, which is not part of the canon and is believed to be fake, or maybe I'm wrong. Thank you for your question, Orthobears. I'm afraid that I don't have too much interesting info regarding this, because I also believe that the time between Christ's birth and his ministry was rather uneventful. There are some Gospels that are Apocrypha, of course, but those Gospels don't really cover the time between up to the ministry. They have like individual episodes when Christ was a child, and this does satisfy our curiosity to an extent. But again, the church never accepted these. Even the proto-gospel of James, which was very influential in the church, still never got official sanction of the entire church. And this is basically, if I believe, the only infancy gospel that our church has sort of admitted that does contain a large degree of truth, but not enough to include it in the canon of the scripture. I wish I could have more to say, but between Christ's birth and the entire birth narrative and until his ministry, we are given basically no information what has occurred in the household of the Holy Family, with the exception of Christ disappearing during the pilgrimage that Saint Joseph and the Most Holy Theotokos undertook to the city of Jerusalem when Christ was 12. I would say that Christ's neighbors did notice that the child was, well, slightly off, but not enough to actually to think that he was God incarnate. And we have in the Gospels when the Pharisees are debating, when the Pharisees and Sadducees are debating the wonderful miracles that Christ is performing, they do comment that they know his entire family, and this is, off. That this is something that really should not be, but there it is. In my personal opinion, the reason for this is that Christ had his reason to be, well, more or less anonymous, until his time was fulfilled. Why that is, we do not know, but I would say that he was sort of fine-tuning the time so that he would meet all the apostles that he would need, so that all of the events regarding his crucifixion and resurrection would come to pass as prophesied by the scripture, and so on and so forth. We do not know the mind of God, and we cannot know it as of yet, at least in its fullness. We can never know that. I would say that his childhood and teenage years would be revealed to us in due time in the kingdom of heaven. Again, as regards our personal salvation, there's nothing there. But for the curious eyes, there might have been. Also, I'm ending this episode right now, so I just want to say that in a day I got likes on my Twitter profile from the two of my favorite YouTubers, which are Internet Historian, which is a comedy channel that I love, and Michael Jones from Inspiring Philosophy. He's a Christian apologist. He's not an Orthodox, but I have a huge hunch that he's very amicable towards both Eastern Orthodoxy and Roman Catholicism. We'll see where he ends up in the end. I hope it is, of course, the Church, the Eastern Orthodox Church, but I think that he's doing terrific work for God. Bye!